Dear twin flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode number 59. In today's episode, we are going to read a story from a fellow twin flame, and the first thing I'm going to discuss about it is why do we believe that our twin flame doesn't love us? Why I'm going to talk about it is that obviously I would like to have your opinion and your ideas with that. So if you feel that you would like to add some more information or something that is coming from your inner truth, please feel free to share with me in the comments or send me an email. What do you think about it? The reason I'm recording this is that another day, it was like a light bulb from my soul where I was thinking, why do we feel when we go into the separation that the first thing we feel is that our twin flame does not love us or doesn't care about us and never felt the same way like we do? I think this is one of the biggest questions we always have when the separation happens. Well, at least this was for me. When the separation first happened, I really thought that all of this, what I felt, this electricity, this feeling alive, all of this was just an illusion, and I all made up that in my head. And my twin flame, obviously, back then I had no idea that twin flames exist and there is a concept as such, because we often come to know about twin flames once we are on this journey and in a separation. When we first are in this Pavel phase where everything feels nice and beautiful, we have no idea that twin flames exist and that there's going to be a separation. Well, I came to know about twin flames when I first was in the separation. And how? Well, I had this little voice in my head that started to tell me twin flames, twin flames, twin flames. And I've never heard of it. Well, not exactly I never heard of it. I had heard it once before, but that was very brief and I didn't even pay attention. And now all of a sudden I had all of this information about twin flames, twin flames, twin flames. And of course, when we type in on Google like obsessive thinking, why I can't stop thinking about this person, what is happening, why am I feeling so, I don't even have a word for it. It's like you're feeling so stuck. And then you come to the information that it's twin flames. And another night when I was meditating and lying down in a bed, the information started to come through to me. Why do we feel that our twin flame does not love us? Why is this the first thing that we feel or think that is real, that our twin flame doesn't love us? Why do we feel this way? So the download or the message that started to come through me was like, and obviously your opinion and your feedback and everything is more welcome, and it has many aspects, of course. But I believe that when our soul was one, not separated, when our soul was one and we were very, very powerful, that's why in a sense of the Greek mythology, the Zeus, who is the god, asks to separate, because back then there was like a humans called with 2 hands and 2 legs and they were too powerful. So the Zeus, the god, became afraid of it and separated. And now as a soul, when it was separated, it was such a traumatic event for the soul to go through, because all of a sudden the essence was gone. Like, you were so powerful, you were like yin and yang, you were exactly harmonizing each other. And then there was this split, you were separated as souls because you were too powerful. And many of us who I've had calls with, and including myself, I know that all our life, the life what we remember at this moment, it obviously doesn't mean that in our past lives, but we can't remember exactly our past lives. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We have felt that something is missing inside of us, and there is some kind of a concept around twins, Either you wanted to have twin children, or you, let's say, I've heard the word twins a lot, or there is some kind of a combination that the twins really relate to you. And at the same time, you also been feeling that something is missing inside of me. Like there is somebody out there, but I don't know where, and I don't know how far. And it's just like this kind of longing that you have felt, but you've not really understand why is it there. And somehow you're trying to fit in. At the same time, you feel like you don't fit in. And it's like an ongoing waiting and seeking. Yes, you are not daily thinking about this in your 3D life, but in your soul you feel a little bit of an emptiness. And now when happens that you're going to come across with your twin flame in this real life, you become alive. All of a sudden, you are in another dimension. Those of you who are in the real twin flame journey know that when you come across with your twin flame, you feel that you are in another world. The time is ticking different. The way you feel, you've never felt before in your life. Like it's another dimension that you just entered, and things are different over there. It's like the time and space doesn't exist. All of a sudden, it's you. And now, since it was a very traumatic event for your soul when it got separated, I don't know exactly the reason why the soul got separated. I assume there is a reason behind it, which I don't have an answer today. So if you have some good ideas, leave a comment, share your perspective of it. It was such a traumatic event that now when the separation happened again, your soul was in the same shock again when it happened the first time. So your soul is reliving the feelings or this essence that it's like it's no longer here, because that's why you cannot stop thinking about it. But when we are first on this journey, we don't know anything about twin flames. We don't know, or maybe some of you do, but let's say most of us don't. So we can't stop thinking. Things inside of us are absolutely madness. And we cannot control. And all we want is our twin flame. We want to have this energy. We want to be around this energy. And even though with our mind, we will try to stop. We will think of, okay, I'm not going to check on my phone. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to waste my time of it. I'm going to block. I'm going to remove. And then you still see that it's not helping. And I believe it happens because your soul now had a chance to come across with this energy again. Like you united. And actually you did. On that moment, when you met your twin flames, the energies united. That's why you feel this electricity. You feel something so profound that, again, I'm going to say I've never felt in my life before. I'm not going to say that I cannot feel anything even more in the future, because I don't know what the future brings to me. Especially being on this journey, I've realized that, wow, I mean, the way I used to see the world before and the way I see it today, it's completely different. And it was just because my soul met myself, my soul, my energy that I need. That's who I am. You know, and so when we are in the separation, that must be also the energy that we are carrying from our soul when we first got separated, when our essence got separated, because we are one soul. We are not two different human beings. Yes, we are human beings in a sense that the soul lives in different avatars. Either it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. It lives in a different avatar. And when you come across, it's like you're uniting, because energy is always exchanged. You know, especially when we are empaths, those of you who are, you know that when you are with people, let's say, who have a bit of a low vibration, you're taking their energy and you're processing this. So now think about the same. When you met your twin flame, that's why it's called the 5D union. because your soul merged back together. And obviously, now your soul is like trying to process all of these same feelings. There's that why we were in a separation, why did we split, why I didn't see. Like you feel, I 100% can say that those who have been to their twin flame, they feel absolutely complete on that moment when they're together. They feel they can take the whole world. I remember, and I have written this on my diary, where I said, thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity, and I feel alive. I've never felt more alive than I feel today. It was just like I tell you, it was like I was in another dimension, of course, until I crashed into the separation. And now, coming back to the fact that your soul starts processing with your mind at the same time, because you're having a human experience, and we should never take human experience as less powerful or beautiful. Yes, our souls have more knowledge, they have lived the lifetimes, they've traveled, they have more of the data. Those of you who would like to know where the soul is coming from, how the soul is, how the soul's essence is, you can always try to do the Akashic records. It was done for me. First, I didn't believe any of that fairy tale. I was like, okay. Well, joke on me. Everything was pretty much more accurate than I ever thought it's going to be. So that's why I would say don't mess with universe. Don't mess with universe would be my takeaway from this. So coming back to when the separation happens, then it's your soul starts to also process that where did you go, why you were disappearing, what happened, and then meanwhile it's processing. Your mind is like, they're never going to come back. It's never, because the energy is there. The energy of what your soul has been experiencing, that you're never going to meet your soul again. So the energy is inside of you that is telling that there has been a long time separation, that you've been missing each other. Why this energy of me who belongs to me was gone and now it's back. And so your mind receives, because your mind doesn't understand what happened. I tell you, your mind is so primitive when it comes to that connection. Your mind tries to make logical sense of the things. I tried. I didn't want to believe any of this twin flame thing. I'm going to be totally honest. It just sounded so mumbo jumbo for me. It's like, okay, yeah, whoever came up with that is going to scam the people. It's going to take advantage of, let's say, who are missing or need love in their life and all of that. So I was like, I don't believe this. Maybe it was also that some of the information that was out there made me to question this. But now I can tell twin flames are real. This energy, this connection is absolutely real. In our last group call, I've said many times where when we connect with our twin flames through telepathy, we connect, we talk, we feel, we write these things down. We had 3 first guests, so as soon as it's out on Patreon, you can listen. 3 guests came forward who had channeling done with me, and they confirmed that exactly what their twin flame was feeling. They had a confirmation, and I'm going to say that twin flame journey is not so black and white. Not everyone's soul's journey is exactly like this. That's why I don't believe that there is just one way of getting twin flames into the union. I believe that it depends so much on your energy, the soul's energy, the data, the experiences, because we need to cure them, we need to release them, and not every soul is the same. So just one method, I'm not very profound of this, especially that I've had the chance to listen so many of you, and I would like to say huge thank you for each one of you who have booked a call with me and trusted me with their journey and their story. Thank you. Thank you for taking this trust. So we move on from here and then I always say the moment I ask a question from the universe or the clarification should come to me, I had a beautiful call with an absolutely fantastic soul. She's working on something beautiful right now, so in the future I can post this, who would like to get in touch with her as well. And she and her twin flame, they discovered really in the beginning that they're twin flames. As a matter of fact, the one who is running right now already sent her in the beginning that, look at this article, we are twin flames. And so they were ongoing on this, and they didn't really pay that much of attention to it, but they realized there is a connection. And it's the same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of the term twin flames because it's been overused. There are certain things that we're trying to fit into the box. And I just want to say that twin flames are way more than just this word. And twin flames, to explain with words, it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. As even like I've said, the word love, the love what we feel towards our twin flame is not enough on this connection and this journey. It's way more than love. It's just something so beautiful, so profound. It's absolutely magical. And she told me that she and her twin flame, they did a test by saying, okay, let's not communicate. I'm going to feel what you're feeling, and I'm going to write these things down, and later we're going to see each other. Did you feel this or you didn't feel this? And guess what was the answer? It was matching 100%. So again, those of you who want to believe that their twin flame does not feel what you're going to feel, or their twin flame is not aware of the connection or doesn't understand what is happening, I would say, no, it's not true. Now the question is how much they're going to resist and how much they're going to hold on to their ego. So that's why it's not that when your twin flame runs away from you that they don't love you. It is this energy that is so strong that it's like you cannot handle this. I would say today I understand my twin flame more than I ever understood him before, because this energy is so intense. It feels like, in a sense, like you're really going to die. Like you don't understand yourself anymore. You lose the control. And when we are in our ego, we tend to be in the control. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is that once we meet our twin flame in this real life, all of this sadness, what your soul has been holding as a data, as an energy, longing for finding the other missing piece, is finally here. And now what your soul is starting to feel is like, wow, I'm alive again. Things are happening. And then this energy is trying to come out of you that I'm now in a union with my soul again. I am one. So I'm trying to adjust after all of these years or decades or hundreds of years when the soul must have been maybe never met. Maybe, yes, you had a chance to meet in each lifetime. I don't know. Have a look at the Akashic Records. You will know. But because Akashic Records is a database of your soul. So those of you who don't know. And it's like, like in a computer. Every single lifetime, every single event that has been, your soul has experienced, and it has recorded into the Akashic Records. And we're constantly recording our journey into our Akashic Records. Today's episode sounds like absolutely like out of this world, but I just hope that this will give you a certain amount of peace. And obviously, your feedback, what do you think of this download, this message I had? But I really realized that the first thing we start doing is we feel that our twin flame does not love us. Meanwhile, inside of us, we know that they do. We know that they do. But since they run away, we feel like they're never going to come back. They didn't love us. It was an illusion. It's never going to happen. And it sounds a lot like our soul had these feelings over and over and over again when we were separated, that it's never going to happen. that I'm never going to find myself again who I am as a soul, as this powerful, beautiful, loving soul. And now it's here, and this energy is trying to dissolve. And that's what is the dark night of the soul as well. So anyways, let me know, what do you think about it? Of course, it has more layers. It has more layers in every ways, both on a 3D and in a 5D. But I found it, that's where the fear comes in. That's where it comes, because your soul been looking and looking and looking. And not that you even know about it. Like I always said, I never planned on coming to this journey in my 3D world. My soul most probably had everything in a sense of looking, playing it out. And it was now in a vibration that it was a time for me to meet my soul, my real, who I am from my soul. And I am in absolute union with my soul. I never been more aligned than I am today. Can I go more alignment? Maybe yes, but this is right now the ultimate what I feel. I'm so connected to the source that it's sometimes, like I say, that's why I cry a lot, because of that gratitude and a humbling feeling that I am me. I am my soul. And that's just beautiful. I like my mistakes. I like my I would say, this bad side, the good side. I just enjoy all of this because I just like this part. And that's beautiful in my opinion. Anyways, your feedback is more than welcome. And so today we're going to jump into a story. As you know, you can share your story with me. twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. So feel free to share your journey with me anytime you feel. And we're going to go to today's story. My story goes, our past first crossed almost 6 years ago. I remember feeling this sense of pull I could not make sense of. I was fascinated and felt the intense urge to be with him without knowing him. One night out, after meeting, coincidentally, we ended up in a taxi together, going home. I had forgot my keys, and the guy I was kind of dating called me, and so we split ways. We both ended up in a relationship and lost contact. Time went by. I didn't really think much about it, but somehow the thought about him was always back in my head. As many of you know, like, it's never gonna go away. I'm just going to say, if you are on the real twin flame journey, the thought, the feelings, the senses will never go away. So there's no point of you to fight against it. There's no point for you to say, oh, I had enough of it, I'm going to cut the cords. There's no cord cutting on twin flames. Whoever is telling you this, I wish them all the best. I really do. As it's the same soul essence. If you cut the cords, which I'm going to say again is impossible, but if you're going to do that, you also cut your own soul. So there's no soul of yours anymore. Anyways, somehow we kept crossing paths every year or two, in the streets, at the bar, and etc. We did not always greet, and I wonder if he noticed me. As always, I noticed him. I remember one night out, after not seeing him for a long time, he was standing behind me out of the blue, and I felt this crazy intense rush through my body. As our bodies gently touched when he passed me, like a pull or a yearning. I don't know how to describe it. And then I did not see him for a long time again. Again, as you can see, on twin flame journey, to find the right words of this moment when you meet, there is just simply no words. We can try to explain, but you can feel when you're writing these words down that they don't give exact meaning of it. It's so difficult. That's why, again, on Twin Flame Journey, if you wish your twin flame to return back to you in a 3D life, you need to do everything energetically. You need to connect with your energy. You need to have these conversations energetically. They feel the energy, but 3D words are so little compared to the energy. Only a few months after I was out of my 5-year relationship and had gone through the hell in every aspect of my life, my workplace had fallen apart, my partner, who I was about to get engaged to and own the house together with, I found out had been cheating for 2 years. He replaced me with a new girl before I even got out of the house, and my financial situation became a total mess. I lost 20 pounds and hit my version of a rock bottom. I was forced to confront my deepest fears in every aspect of life and begin my journey of self-discovery and self-love. Spiritual practice and finding purpose became my biggest priorities. I find a new, purposeful job. I developed a deeper bonds with my both new and old friends. After my life fell to pieces, it started to coming back together, more beautiful than ever, as I came back to myself. Just going to stop here before we're going to move forward, is that why I'm talking about becoming your higher self, and why I'm not saying that here is the 3 methods how you're going to be in a twin flame union with your partner today and have a romantic relationship. When we become our higher self, we start attracting what is meant for us in a higher frequency. You're starting to attract the job you deserve. You're starting to attract the people in your life that you're going to go in a flow with. Everything is energy, remember? So becoming your higher self is extremely important because your twin also wants you to vibrate on the highest frequency. I would say that, like I've said that before, 80% of the time when I've done the channeling calls, because channeling is powerful, their twin flames have reached out to them either day after or in this week or something like this, just because they feel that there was an energy shift, there was this connection that you went within. So I tried to put them up on my Instagram where you can read the people's experience afterwards. Those of you who haven't heard from the twin flame is often behind the ego. Either there is a 5D situation that holds them back of saying, you know, when we live in this world and let's say sometimes we see somebody beautiful, and instead of walking up and saying, wow, you look so beautiful, our ego comes in of saying, oh, why you should say that? What, like maybe this person would think that you're hitting on them or things like that. But actually you're just trying to give a compliment, good vibes. So it's the same with twin flames. Sometimes we don't reach out, and myself included, I'm going to tell you really honestly, I don't reach out to my twin flame, sometimes because of the ego kicks in and says, oh, maybe I'm too much. But then of course I go within and I have all the answers. Then we crossed paths again, so I understand with the twin flame. We talked for a bit. He had just split from his partner. He asked me to meet later that night, which I had been dying for him to ask, but I did not want to interfere, and I was, to be honest, a little bit scared to face this connection. After a few weeks, the pole turned into unbearable sexual tension. He told me I was pushing all of his buttons and he felt he could be himself with me, which was my exact thought. I wanted to tell him, but I was so scared to. I wrote the words and then deleted. Then he wrote me the exact same words. This pull was just unbearable. I went to his house. I felt so right, but we were both so nervous. The night turned into the most intense sexual adventure. It was everything I had yearned for and more. He woke something in me I had never shared with anyone. It was like we could reach each other's mind. and the bodies merged together. He had the longest orgasm, and he was just simply lost of words. Said he had never ever expected this kind of feeling. I thought to myself, this was exactly what I thought it would be. Nothing else could make sense of the urge I had been feeling. Again, that's exactly what I was talking in the beginning of the podcast. We tend to try to believe, or our mind tries to put us down by believing that our twin flame doesn't love us. These feelings, what I'm having, are not real. The smells, what I'm feeling, are not real. Like the sadness, the happiness, the sexual energy, everything that is coming is not real. I would urge you to please write these things down. Write them down. Because one day comes a day where you're going to have a proof. If you are really on this twin flame journey, your twin has felt all of these things, and you can feel this. We talked for hours. He had this kind of facade, but somehow I saw the person behind it. He's not my type. Blonde, slim. I could not care less about his house, car, or any of it. I was drawn to what was behind it all. I remember looking at him and thinking I could never fall in love with this man, but at the same time, I had this feeling of unconditional love. Whenever we talked, I laughed to myself, as I felt I already knew everything I learned about him. Our thoughts are the same, our wishes and desires are the same. We even have the same toxic family upbringing, and we share wounds, and we also share the same wounds. He's not spiritual, but he told me he had gone through a false realizing the importance of self-love. He's not spiritual, but he told me he had gone through a phase of realizing the importance of self-love, being whole in our own the past months, just as I had. I got scared, as if I knew he would slip away. I felt the dynamic change. We met 2 more times, but I felt that he had put up a wall, which triggered something in me. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. He is and I am him. We mirror each other. We play the same games. All dynamics were coming in strong. I was so confused. Did I fall for games like the other girls? Is he just not interested? Did he mean what he said? Is it just my wound seeking to be chosen by someone unavailable to feel worthy? I don't even know how I came into the twin flame thing. It started showing up on my Instagram this summer. First, I did not think much of it, but then it clicked. First, I almost cried of relief. But now I feel like I'm going crazy to feel such a strong connection with someone who I only shared such a brief, seemingly meaningless encounters with. I get these random overwhelming feelings of happiness, sadness, love, or intense lust. I asked for a sign in a dream, and I had a beautiful, beautiful dream of us being together, loving and intimate. But the next dream I asked for, then he was rejecting me. Then I remembered, a few years back, after not seeing or thinking of him very long time, out of the blue I had a dream of us having sex, sleeping next to my ex. I felt crazy for having that dream, but now it happened. I also want to remark over here that many of us actually, when we meditate prior to this, we have seen our twin in our meditations, or got downloads or visions of some kind of a man or a woman. Again, I'm going to say your twin flame can be a woman if you're a woman. And whoever, I understand that in today's culture, there's gonna be a big big problem about it, but I'm just going to say it really depends of your soul, what kind of life, like what kind of avatar it has chosen. So it doesn't have to actually, not so much to do with the sex overall. It has the fact that you have chosen this life. So I'm gonna go on from here. I started seeing numbers the past months: 1111, 222, 69, 96, 69, 6, 96, 9, 888, 888, 333, 444, 777, 555. The numbers went crazy and became more specific after connecting him. 1111, 69, 96, 222, and 88 has been the biggest ones lately. So 1111 is the portal. It means trust. It means the portal door is open. So it's time to jump into the portal. Like yesterday, we had a first portal of this year, 1101, 111, which is the portal of a Capricorn moon. So all my beautiful Capricorns out there, be ready for the shift, definitely, because the moon is exactly on this portal. So those of you who are Capricorns, I think you're feeling things much deeper. Things are going to happen to you. So just take a moment and happy birthday all to Capricorns. I have many, many beautiful Capricorns who are now connected to me, so I'm very thankful. So from there on, 69 and 96, which are 69 is looking like a number of yin yang, but it's also focus and release energy. So 96 the same way, which means focus what needs to be released. Focus what is inside of you that needs to be released out of you. And 96 the same way. Also, the 69 and 96 can be the number of your twin flame thinking or communicating with you. You sometimes get your own number, how your twin flame is thinking or talking, like say, dreaming about you. Can be 27, can be 54, 68, all these kind of things. That's why I say, please write these numbers down. They are not coming to you just for, for fun. They're trying to communicate with you. And the more you're writing them down, the better you're going to solve the issue. And 222 means the union. That means that your soul is becoming to alignment. So right now with this message, and there is a manifestation energy as well, 888. Infinity, manifestation, whatever you're going to think about it is going to manifest, is going to be the infinite reality. It's going to carry on and on. So that's why it's so important that we never think about it. My twin is going to be with somebody else. My twin, if you don't want that, my twin is going to marry somebody else. I am not good enough. All of these kind of things, because you are going to manifest them into the reality. You need to come to the point where you're realizing, and what helps there a lot is aligning with your soul. So you can book a call with me where we do the energy activation. You will definitely feel that. Meditation, that you will meditate. You will align the frequency of yours. The answers are within, not outside. They are within, and you have to let them go. So here we see it right now. Release and focus. Focus what is coming to you. Number 9 is the energy of releasing. So you need to release something inside of you. Any kind of disbelief that is there. And 888 is like it's time for you to manifest. So be very careful what you're thinking. What is your mindset? How you're feeling? Because that's what you're going to manifest. It gives my heart some sense of comfort in trusting and knowing. But my head is going crazy and I'm wondering if it's all in my head. I think all of us who are listening to my podcast today can confirm this. It really feels like, is it all in my head? Am I making this up? How this can be even real? Why it doesn't stop? It doesn't stop until we're going within, until we're going to make a peace that I am on this journey, which is so difficult. And I'm going to say, The doubt is very normal part of the twin flame journey. And it's because it's just so out of this world. It's so out of this world. If I'm making up this fantasy of avoid dealing with rejection. So another thing what I'm just going to pick up from this talk is exactly that there is a lot of fear around rejection and abandonment, which is in the solar plexus and root chakra. Both of these needs to be healed, balanced, and released. The energy needs to be released from there. And then the rest of the answers will come. Am I attracting toxic because I'm unhealed wounds, or are we mirroring back to each other what we still need healing? Definitely you answer by yourself. You need to let go of the energy. Everything is energy. We're going to attract of who we are. So you need to release. How to release energy? Crying, energy activation, which will trigger more crying, screaming, making sounds like all of that you're gonna feel. I'm going to put out on Patreon. I'm really going to take 1 week where I'm going to record all these exercises which help to release the energy. So crying, screaming, dancing, yin yoga, breath work please, and Reiki, Kundalini activation. All of these things will help you. I'm not saying these things because I want that you have to suffer. No, I want you to get your higher self. This is my main aim with my podcast. You to become your higher self. If you become your higher self, you will know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying why is it so important to become your higher self on this journey. Because that peace, that power, this union you're going to have with your real soul, and you no longer push your soul away. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like you are flowing, like you're alive again. I'm confused and find myself doubting if this is even real. Could this really be my true twin flame? I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Please let me know if you have a time to read, or we could have an arranged a call. I just wanted to say that like this, obviously, I cannot tell immediately that someone is your twin flame. I definitely need to go into the details, need to see what is happening, give you an exercise, which I'm normally giving, to get the answers, because just telling like this, I would lie, and I would just say, yeah, of course you are. There are many things that are obviously matching the boxes. But how to know 100% is exactly to find out your current energy number, have a meditation of this, ask for it, have the energy activation, and if the number appears, you are on this journey, and no more questions, honestly. And so that's what I'm just going to say it in that terms, because the doubt is a very big part of that journey. So those of you who would like to share their story with me, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. Those of you who would like to have a call with me and get some answers or clarifications, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. All the links are in bio, so you can always reach out to me. And I'm just going to say the final things for this podcast. As usual, I repeat certain things. We are going to have our second Twin Flame group session on the 21st of January. It's on Sunday, 12 o'clock New York time, 6 o'clock Central European time, Paris time. I'd like to say that it's free for the Patreon members, those who are supporting me on Patreon. You don't have to pay anything for this. It's absolutely free. Actually, it can only happen because you are supporting me on Patreon. Patreon is $5.99 a month, $5.99 a month, where I'm putting the recorded episodes from our group sessions. There's a lot is coming up. Just my computer is a bit slow, so just give it a time. more meditations, and like I said, I will start putting out there the exercises that will help you to release the energies and emotions and things that your soul is carrying on with you, and it's time to release it. The only way we can release is the activation. The energy needs to move. If the energy is not moving, it's not releasing. And so, yes, if you wish to support this channel and get some more information and you find this helpful, support this channel on Patreon. It helps tremendously because I get to spend more time by putting out the content and editing and all of these kind of things. And then I'm just going to say that one more thing, please, people. When you sign up on my website for the email list, which I encourage if you want to stay in touch, please make sure there are no typos. I cannot reach out to some people who had submit the form and they have mistakes on their email. I can't reply back to them. So please, please, please make sure that your email is correct. I know there were a couple of people who were asking about the retreat and the email is not going to them. So please make sure. And I would really encourage you to sign up for the email list if you can, as then you'll be up to date of the events what we have, the healing modalities, all of these kind of things that I'm offering and trying to put out there. So just make sure you're going to sign up for it with a correct email. And then retreat. As this year, I'm going to host the very first Twin Flame retreat, which is designed for twin flames. It happens during the Shivaratri. It's the Hindu gods celebration where divine feminine and divine masculine energies unite. It happens on the 8th of March 2024 over the time of 9th of March. So this year I'm very happy because I would like to give back to every one of you the opportunity that I had last year. I happened to be by accident in the retreat where divine feminine and divine masculine united. It was during the Shivaratri. I had no idea, but my soul took me there. It's the story which I've told on my podcast before. And this year, I just want to give back to each one of you who are on this journey the same experience. And then you will know what I am talking about when it comes to becoming your higher self. And I'm just briefly saying if you sign up for the email and you're interested, please do it quickly. I think we have 2 or 3 places left only. I'll be willing to, if we have more people, to open up for 12 people. You will have a shared bedroom, separate beds. It's in a luxury villa here in Cyprus. It's absolutely gorgeous. We will have many activities that will help us to balance our feminine and masculine energy. I actually might have a couple coming who are divine feminine and divine masculine, like they are a couple, and they might come. So we might have a situation where the twin flame couple is there actually. So a lot to wait for, but it's not only, I would say the whole purpose of this retreat is for me to give back to you what I experienced last year and how it changed me, how it helped me to become my higher self, how it helped me to realize that I am on this journey. So during the retreat, you will have private Reiki session with the Reiki master. You will have yoga classes, yin yoga. We will focus on a feminine yin yoga. You will have a transformative breath work and sound healing session, which is very powerful, and it's made by the master who has enormous amount of experience on this. She's actually very well known, and we have this honor that she's coming to the retreat to give us this. And then we have a big surprise. We will do channeling, we will do fire ceremony, and we will connect with the Mother Earth. Cyprus has an extremely beautiful love energy. It's the island of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. You can research about it a little bit. You will feel when you arrive to this island. So I know people who are in the United States and in Australia and in Asia. I know you cannot make it. I'm really sorry. I wish we could meet one day. although I do have a good news for the United States, because I might be coming to Texas. So I might be organizing something just to meet up, just to talk, share the energies, lift the vibration. So all of this is coming in 2024. And I just again want to say enormous thank you for you to listen to this podcast today. I hope you took away something from here that sparked your interest, that gave you an overview. And if you wish to share your story, like I said, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. If you wish to book a call, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. If you have any problems regarding to the payment, because it accepts USD, always write to me and we will find a solution. And other than this, you know that you are absolutely beautiful and wonderful soul. And thank you for taking another hour of your day listening to this. And I hope to see you soon here. If you liked, subscribe and see you soon. The next episode will be about different twin flame dynamics that are out there. Like I said, twin flames are not exactly black and white, but there are boxes that will tick, but there are different ways, and I will bring in the examples how twin flames can be real. Anyways, thank you so much. Lots of love and lots of light, and I hope to see you soon.